and long 5 years I've been doing these broadcasts, and I'm excited about this one. This might be one of the better matches we'll see this year.
And that's for sure. And like you said, this could be a finals anywhere, let alone in a regional tournament. This is definitely a treat, I would say, for lack of better words. But
well, if you were to go to some venue, you'd be paying $25 to $50 to watch players of this caliber play for like 3 hours. Like going to the Expo,
right,
or U.S. Open, or wherever you would see players of this quality tangle.
And it's amazing. We get front row seats and we get to talk about it, and everybody get to listen to us, give our opinions on how these pros should do things from the sideline.
Well, that was a beautiful shot. Warren is going to be just perfect, straight in on this 15, and he just shoot and stop and have the natural angle, play 9-8 in the same hole.
Yes, sir. Look at that. Straight stroke, perfectly straight. Draw it back a little bit.
He'll just drift over to the 8 in the same pocket.
He want to make sure he don't get behind that 7 and 5. That's why he took a half a second just to look at it and get a feel. And then he's like, I'm good. But you see that? If you notice, he took a little half a second pause before he got down and shot that ball.
Kiamco takes a 1-0 lead over Davis. Players have been struggling a little bit with the rack and on the tables. Q Sports International, Ozzie Reynolds was the former owner of this tour. He just turned over the tour and sold it to Tiger Baker and Chris Wylie last month. And
yes, sir.
After owning and founding this tour, this was the first place I met Ozzie. While they were doing a tournament 5 years ago in early 2013, I was facing hip surgery the next week. So I showed up and ended up in the booth, and I've been in the booth ever since, barring times I was hospitalized and all, but I was here about every time. I might have missed one event due to illness, but I've seen just about all of it the last 5 years.
That's a pretty amazing feat, George. Speaking of the tables and people having issues racking the balls, well, first of all, Eric Moore, he finished fifth, sixth, probably. Fifth, sixth, I believe. Eric finished fifth, sixth.
He'll be covering these tables this week.
He's going to be recovering all the tables, refelting them, and making sure everything is good to go here. This table hasn't been breaking the best, but Warren's actually had some of the better breaks that we've seen. He had 3 good ones, 3 bad ones. He could squat this cue ball right in the middle of that table and leave himself a shot. Side pocket.
Side pocket got him.
And that's the 4th or 5th time he went in the side pocket. He had 3 good ones. He leave it in the middle of the table, and then the bad ones, he goes into that side pocket.
So now Davis is up at the table with ball in hand. This is as good as it. I really like Mike playing the low balls.
Oh yeah. He's going to play low balls here.
Congratulations to Steve Miller on the second place finish in the second chance tournament.
Yeah, he's.
And our champion in the second place chance tournament, Mr. Greg Sabins.
Nice.
He's going to play the 7.
We just had our champion of the second chance tournament, Greg Sabins, took down the 9-ball second chance tournament out here at Diamond Billiard. So congratulations to you, Greg. And he played well. He played well in this tournament. He played well in that tournament. He's a good pool player. Does a lot of good stuff around. So
he's got his own little Greg's Not So Pro shop.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. He does really good cue work. He's actually building a few is what I'm told, but I'm not sure. I haven't seen any yet, but actually building some over there, also doing a few different things. So good for Greg.
Uh-oh.
Oh no, he's good.
Yeah, this looks like.
Stop. No, he got to roll. Yeah, he got to slide.
And then just shoot and stop.
Shoot and stop.
The game.
Yeah. You are correct, sir. Stop shot. Off the rail, straight in on 8. 8 in the corner. Game's 1-1. Mike's breaking.
Yeah,
right.
both players have triumphed on the other people's break shot.
I heard the stat. I don't know how true it is, but I believe it was 9-ball though. The person that breaks only wins the match 45% or so of the time. The person not breaking wins more so than the person breaking. I'm not sure how true that is in 8-ball though, especially on a big table.
I believe myself that people breaking the balls are at a slight disadvantage, and they're even at a bigger disadvantage if they're married to the balls they knock in on the break. Certain leagues play that way. You know, it depends on the league, because 8-ball has a variety of rules. They're playing by World Pool Association rules.
Right.
And if the 8-ball is knocked in on the break.
I think Mike is going to the second ball break here. They have
Yeah,
a bad
I think
break.
he's going to
going
hit
to the second
12.
ball, draws to the rail, and come back into the stack again. Watch it off the rail, back into the stack. You see how it went through there again?
Yeah.
That cue ball went through their stack twice and still dry.
But here's you got another situation with about 9 balls on the left-hand cushion.
Yes, sir.
Mike ran out of rack like this in the first match that they played. You didn't see that one. That's one you missed. The first match they played, you were away with that.
I didn't get back until it was 5-5.
With
So I
that
think the
slow
last 2
poke.
games.
We had a slow poke player who had to be put on the clock because he was slower than erosion.
George.
Yeah.
You know, and we say that on the action pool tour. You know, you want to afford everybody rights, right? Some people play faster, some play slower, but you gotta find a happy medium for everybody. So every now and again, yeah, you gotta get a shot clock out to make sure that the games are progressing accordingly. Unfortunately, I missed a really good match between these two. I caught the last 2 games, but I get to watch it again. So.
Well, you're gonna see it for the money now. So.
Yes, sir, for all the marbles.
So let's see what Mr. Kiamco can come up with here. Well, it looks like to me that it's going to be 4, 4, 3, 6, 2, 7, 8.
Yeah, I'm. Okay. Stay over there, right? Get a little interference here. So just in case for anybody online streaming that's trying to keep up with what's going on, a lot of times these top pros, you'll see them, or these top players they got an easy shot on the 8-ball and it's straight in right by the pocket. A lot of times they don't shoot it, so they're not losing the match. The other player is conceding and letting them win the match. So just a a professional or a top player type courtesy of you're not going to miss this shot. You don't have to shoot it. I'll rack and keep going. All in the sake of keeping it's a respect thing, and it's also let's keep the game moving and
There's the
get
six.
to the next match if we can. So,
He's a little wrong on this ball, though. The 2 ball is. He might be playing for the 2 now.
yeah,
And
playing
then
the 6
play
on the
this.
side.
I don't know if that
Up table?
fit. I don't know if it fits.
Yeah, it's tight and it's hard to see from where we are, but let's see what Warren does, and he'll tell us the whole story.
That's a little heavy-handed. I think he's okay.
Yeah, I think he's going to the side, and he didn't like it. Nope, he doesn't like it at all. Yeah, I think he's going to roll it inside.
To the 7, shoot and stop.
Yes, sir.
I played the 7 in the corner and not the side. That was the only deviation, I believe, from his plan.
I can't see the angle. He might have to go over to the rail and come out, or he might be able to
Slightly.
stop it. Yeah, he might be able to go over to
He's going to go and
Slide over to
he's
the
just
right.
going to just flip it in. Oh, he loses his toy. He had to follow that ball.
No, he had to get a little bit lower. He had to get yep, exactly where he pointed. Just a little bit lower on the
We're
ball.
higher. We're higher, not center.
Wait, yeah, you're going. What do you
You
get?
settle for higher, and you settle for the longer shot. But
He addressed the ball low, but it looked like he let out of his stroke just a little bit. That's only. So just to put it out there, we've done what 4 matches of Warren's, and I think that's the 5th mistake. That's only the 5th mistake in 4 matches that I've seen him make.
he's missed a couple balls, but
He missed 2 balls, and I think, well, that's the 3rd. Well, he didn't miss a ball; he scratched. So he missed 2 balls I've seen, and he missed 2 positions, and he scratched right there. If you count the break as an error, he scratched on the break 4 or 5 times. So total with scratches on the break and draw breaks, probably about 10 errors. That's over 7, 14, 21, 30, over 30-something games. He's probably made 10 mistakes total.
he'll probably play 13 to 11. No, he's going to play it to the 9. What am I saying? Maybe to the 11, but you see, it gets straight in on the 9, then shoots at 12, and it gets the 11. He'll commit to playing the 11, 12 then. This isn't the greatest pattern, but it's his. Follow it to the 9, off the rail. Play both in the same pocket. 9 and the other stripe.
And what did I say before the match? I said I feel like Mike Davis has a chip on his shoulder about losing that last set to Warren, and now he's coming out firing. He's playing pretty well right now.
He played great against Raymart.
Yeah, he's playing pretty well. He looks
Low right.
refocused and determined to get this championship. Let's see how he finishes it. All righty, Mike Davis goes up 2-1. Look like it's Warren's break, and we are rolling here in the finals, and this is amazing.
I'm one of Mike's biggest fans.
Oh yeah.
Because he's quiet, he's class, and nobody's ever had a bad thing to say about him. because he's a total class act. So is Mr. Kiamco. I've seen him several times, even when the Russian just dominated him. He took it like a gentleman, you know. He was anytime that the Russian beat Warren 21-5 playing 10 ball in 2 matches, and it was alternate break. And anybody that can beat a guy like Warren 21-5 in an alternate break format is got to be a stone cold animal.
Ruslan Chinnikov is a machine.
Yes, he is. He's one of the top 5 to 8 in the world.
Yeah, he's not normal.
No.
He's not normal. I watched the match between him and Clinty Catchy, and it's just them two going back and forth. They don't miss.
He's evil.
It's amazing. It's amazing to see.
Evil. He's evil.
Evil.
He's just like. He must have been. He is evil incarnate.
All right, so
Now let's see. Warren is studying this board, and these balls are beautiful layout. Either way, I'm sure he'll play the solids, but he doesn't have a good shot to set on the 4. The 6 is his shot to set on the 4. Gonna play the 2. Oh, I see. 2, 3, 5, 2, 3, 4, or 2, 4, 3, 5, 8.
yeah, like he's going 2 here. The 4 like goes past the 8. He's gonna roll up for the. Oh, and he hung a ball. I think he's missed more. I think he's missed more balls in this match here than he's missed all weekend. He's missed 2 balls in this match, and I only seen him miss 2 balls all weekend. But Mike definitely has some work here left for him. The 8 ball is on the good side of the 4, so the 8 goes past the 4 into the corner. But he has that 10 and that 14 ball right by his cue ball that he has to get up behind also, which I don't think would be too troublesome for him, but that's maybe the biggest problem with this rack for him is getting behind 10 to 14, which isn't a huge task for a player of his skill level. He might come up a little bit short here on this ball, trying to go into the side pocket.
Mike is in less than an ideal location here. Looks like he's going to try to wrap him up on the 10 ball. He's going to try to put him on top of the 10 ball. Didn't do himself the greatest good with that one, I'm afraid. In fact, he's got Warren going in the wrong direction, which is what he wants. He's working harder racking these balls than he is running them. Q Sports International is the North American distributors of Magic Rack, and that completely eliminates the wear and tear in the rack area of the pool table. Balls make divots coming out of that rack area, and it's hard to get the balls a good, clean, consistent rack. And I've had one on my table at home for 5 years, and it's the ball still racked perfectly when I don't use it. And the table gets a little bit of use, not as much commercially, but great product for 8, 9, and 10 ball or full racks. Always get a full rack every time. Also, they own the BCA pool leagues, and they run giant tournaments all around the country, including Nevada. And they have 10,000 people descend on the desert every summer like locusts. Pool players of all descriptions, playing pro, amateur, you name it, they're all there for 11 days or so in the desert. That's Q Sports International, my friend Ozzie Reynolds, who owns and operated this tour for 5 years, 6 years, until he sold it recently. If you're listening to any of this, Ozzie, wherever you are, all I can tell you is thanks for getting this off the ground. He's going a little past his mark. He ends up having to play the 9, which is, I don't think he's got it. It's hard to tell. What is 14?
Yeah, but playing a 14, I'm trying to see how he's going to get. Oh, he got a 10 ball down there too, so he can
Yeah,
play.
in the hole.
But it's hard to play shape on that 9 ball off that 10 ball. So he's going to take the 9 now, try to come back just a little bit. 14 in the side, 10 ball, and then 8 ball after that.
He'll fall on it naturally.
Yep, come back.
He's fine. You see where he's going to end up playing the 14 from is see where that chalk is?
Yep, he's going to go between the 7 and the 3 ball.
It's going right near the chalk. No, he's going to settle.
And just bumped. Okay.
That's.
But what you said, 8 ball, when we started this yesterday, you want to move the cue ball as least amount as possible.
Right.
And he's going to roll this ball, come off the inside. Oh, 1 rail.
That one went off in his hand a little bit.
1 rail. I thought he was going to try to come hit 2 rails and come around it.
This is no sweat. This is center middle edge, just a half ball cut. This is the shot you'd like to have for the title right here.
Oh yeah, he takes this down, but still not really what he liked. Yeah, he takes it down. He takes it down anyway.
3 games to 2. Kiamco on top.
Yeah, it seems like he's a little bit off of where he was the whole weekend. He's missed 2 balls in the game. He's missed shape. He didn't like the shape there either.
But the thing is that might be the last he misses too.
This is true. This is very true.
You never know.
Judge.
It seems like average players or average good players, they can play bad the whole set. This guy may play bad for 2 games and then just be your worst nightmare for the remainder.
Alrighty, let's see if Warren can get a good break here, or what they're gonna be. It's always a guess on this table and how it's going, but it's not really the table. ethers. So you see
How'd that ball not go in?
the adjustment he made is he didn't get so much under the ball, so the cue ball went forward on him a little bit, so he didn't scratch in the side, but he didn't get a ball.
Well, you see, when the cue ball goes forward like that, you actually lose lots of steam. And the other part of the story is it's because you drop the elbow in the back. And when
the tip goes up.
goes up.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Mike's going to go into this 15-8 right here. But his 10 ball and the cushion is not good.
Oh.
He tried to hit it with the inside ball and he came up empty.
Yep. And that's one swing and a miss there. See how many more swings he gets at this 10 ball to try to get it out, or if
He said try to play both balls there.
I don't know.
He's
Where's
going to draw it back to his cushion.
I was gonna
he's
say,
standing, right
just-
where his hand is.
Just watch where he puts his cue ball after this. So yeah, he's gonna try it. Oh wow.
That was a hell of a shot.
He went for that, because if that doesn't follow in, Warren's probably out.
He might spin at the 10.
Yep, he's going at it now. That's why he shot that shot, because he know he has to go at this ball. That works too.
Not really. Yeah, that he got the deuce out of there. That's not bad, but he's out of ducks.
Yeah. How far is that 5 off the rail?
Oh, good ways. It's easy shot in the side.
Yeah, I'm just trying to see if he has anywhere he could duck, but the 5 been off the rail, the 1 been on that side of the table. There's not many places to duck. I think he's just gonna bank. I think he's gonna bank this ball. He banks this ball just in the middle of the table. I like his chances to get out from there, but he can't duck anywhere. And it held
Short.
up. Yep.
That's no good.
Nope. It held up on him, but he had to bank that one. It was not. He didn't have many places to go.
Yeah, I'm just saying, it's like, because they still have a tournament going on.
Not necessarily the garden spot.
Let's see how Warren takes care of this ball here. It's kind of thin on the 5.
Come back to the middle diamond, I'd say, where he is, between those two chalks.
Oh, okay, yeah. 6 ball up the table still. 7 ball in front of the side, 2 ball down here by the corner. But you got to get good on the 4. You got to get on the
He's
between.
playing the 7.
He got to get between the 4 and the 10. Unless he's going into it now. And he went into the 10 then.
Yeah, he's got their tap ins. If he gets his 6 ball, it's 6-5, 4-8.
Yeah, he just needs to get up. He's kind of straight. He don't have much of an angle here, so he got to force it a little bit. And he came up short again. He's missing shape. He came up short again. I think he's made more mistakes in this one match than he's done all weekend so far.
So far, yeah.
Yep, in this one match, he's made more mistakes than he's made all weekend. That's uncharacteristic of him. But with that said, he's still up, 3 games to 2,
He's going
right?
to put the electric eye on this one.
Look at that.
He gets straight
He's
in.
straight?
No, he's got a little angle. He's got an angle going to the 4. He's good. He's going to go right to the 4. Little punch. He'll get to about mid-diamond. What did he say?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry. I'm tired.
And there goes. Warren has it. He's up 4-2. So like I said, it's seen him make more mistakes than he's made, but he's still, a world beater. He could beat anybody on any given day. So, even his B game is better than most people's A game.
Well, there may be maybe 25 to 50 people on the planet in his general category.
This is true.
Of how many billion?
Well, I think it's like 7 or 8 billion people in the world now.
Give or take.
Yeah. Give or take a billion.
Give or take a bill.
All right, 4-2. Mike's break. Let's see if we can hold serve here. You hold serve on this table. If you break good and get a ball, you can get out though. You're doing something really good here. So let's see if we can hold serve.
The bathroom's going to be crowded back here.
What's going on here, everybody? But this isn't bad. On a Sunday, we're halfway through the finals, and it's 6 p.m. and everybody can still get home at a decent time and see a lot of good pool and watch a lot of good pool. And some people played a lot of good pool.
I'll be home about 10:30.
Yeah, I got about 2 hours ahead of me. Also getting back down south in the state anyway. I got about 2 hours before I make it home. Well, about 3 hours. Rouge line check off.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's see what Warren's cooking up here. One of the things I learned from watching him, before he shoots a ball after the break, he makes sure he maps everything out. He knows whether every ball goes or not. He knows the angles on the ball, and he'll get down and recheck it every now and again. But for the most part, he has it ingrained in his head on what he's going to do and where the ball is laid, so it's easy for him to adjust. And look, once again, he's observing the table. He's watching what's going on. He's looking at his runs. He decided to leave the 2 there for now and come over to the 5 ball straight up the table because the 10 is there. He don't want to have to break it out. So he's going to take care of that problem now with the 5. I think he might slide over for the 4 ball afterwards. What do you think, George? 4 ball, 1 ball? No? 7-2.
He's going to play 7-2, and he's going to be working all the way back up to the rest of the pattern.
Yep, you're right. Definitely 7-2 come up. This shot should lead him straight toward the 4. It's a little bit thin. It's a little bit thin. Yep, it's a little bit thinner than he wanted, but he'll take this down pretty easy.
He's got a natural. Just going to be a soft, easy hit.
I was about to say it's easy to. Oh yeah.
Play and drift over.
Yeah.
It's easy.
It's just clockwork. But look at his face. It's just. Stone cold shooter. Stone cold, man.
He might be playing the same pocket.
Yeah, he's gonna go between the 14 and the 8 ball and shoot the 8 in the same pocket as the 1. Little top right, top left. I'm sorry, maybe center left. Come between the 2 balls, just like that. Didn't touch nothing. Straight on the 8 in the corner. Yeah. And there you go, folks. That's pool playing right there.
Yes, indeed. 5 games to 2. Off of Mike's break, he runs out.
And alternate break, you gotta hold serve. If you don't hold serve, you don't stand too much of a chance. The person that, and from what I've seen, is the person that's breaking better
Wins.
Person that's breaking better wins. I mean, like you look at the last match with Mike Davis and Raymart. Raymart was down 4 games to none, and all he did was break twice. So. All right, score 5-2 for Warren. This is a race to 9 in the Virginia State 8-ball championship. Got Warren Kiamco and Mike Davis. 2 very strong players. One world beater, one world champ, and another world champ. Straight pool, 8-ball, 9-ball, big table, little table. These guys play pool. Six, 8,
Nothing
10,
fell, I
12,
think.
14, 15 balls on the table, 16 in the cue ball. Dry break. What do you call it, George?
The Mojave
The
Mash.
Mojave Mash.
Fry.
Yep. The Mojave. Mike knows this is really important. This is a really important rack here. If he could get a game on Warren's break, and then he could break, could be a big turn in the game. So he knows this is really important for him to get out here. He was really focused early in the match. He was really focused last match. Let's see him lock in here and try to bring this to a 5-3 race.
To the 6. Looks like I'm going to exit stage left.
All right, Mike's here with a really good chance to get on the board and bring this to a 5-3 game, and it'll be on his break. So he's going forward past this, come off the. He's gonna stay behind it. He's gonna draw back. Yeah, draw back. Shoot 8 in the top right corner on your screen. Very nice, Mike. Mike's on the board. He made it a 5-3 game. It is his break. While we have a break in action here, I'm going to go ahead and shout out our sponsors. We have our Kamui, Diamond Billiard products, and our Viking Cues, Predator Cues, Tiger products, Ozone Billiards, Aramith, and of course George Hammerbacher, the voice of the Action Pool Tour and professional pool instructor. So if you need any instructions and you're in the Baltimore area, look up George Hammerbacher and he'll help you out. Right back to the action. Mike Davis is up to break. He's down 5-3 right now. Trying to hold his serve. So let's see how he does this. Mike has a big break. There you go. Uh-oh. That's not let's see. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So he made a ball. 14 balls left plus the cue ball. Meaning he made 1. Let's see how Mike plays this out. Oh, he fired at it. Let's see what he leaves. He fired at that ball. Like Warren might have it. 2 on the side. Not the prettiest table, but these guys are tacticians. Yeah. Yep. Let's see where George goes from here. I mean Warren, I'm sorry. Thinking about George. He took a food break really quick, and he'll be right back over for you. And I'll be doing the same here shortly. We've been going. What time is it? 6 after 6 o'clock. So we've been going about not too long this morning, about 7.5, 8 hours straight. Though you don't get too many breaks in between matches and watching shots and things like this. So we've been putting in some work today. Well deserved break George is getting right now. Looks like Warren's settled in on what he's going to do. Let's see how he tries to tackle this rack. I couldn't hear what he called. I couldn't see what he called. He said 3 ball. Okay. So play the 3 ball. And I think he might have. I think the 7-4 might be dead. He gotta be able to. He gotta get to it though. 5's behind the 12. 6 balls out. 2 balls out. 1 ball is out. So 5's behind the 12. 4 7's tied up in a combo. He's calling the 4 ball. I'm pushing to that ball. Pushing to it and try to get the 5 out of there. But it's still behind the 14. And he made the 7 go back into a combo with the 2 ball. So again, he solved one problem. 2-7 really isn't a problem, but you don't want to play the combo if you don't have to. So just a lot of variables, a lot of balls moving. So let's see how you think he plays safe here off this 1 ball. It's just the cue right up behind the 1. But he's not sure. Alrighty, folks. Warren played the safe behind the 1 ball like I thought he might, but I think Mike still has the 10 ball inside. He's gonna roll this in nice and smooth. He wanted to get back up. Okay, so Mike has some options here. He has the 15 inside. All the rest of his balls is down here on the table. He can spin into the 14. That's a little bit tough, or cut the 13. So he has a few different avenues he might take. See what he picks. Going 11 to the side. He might play this easy to go for the 14 next. No, he went the 15 ball next inside. Again, folks, this is a race to 9. Warren's at 5, Mike's at 3, but it's still a lot of pool to be played. This match is not over yet, so stay tuned and enjoy the stream. Got Tiger Baker standing here next to me, but I'm not sure if he's commentating tonight. He's been putting in a lot of work this weekend, had a successful event kickoff, so it's definitely been a success overall. I don't think he wanted to do all that. Got a little bit loose with it, but he still has options. Oh, it goes still. Okay. Yep, leave yourself an angle to come up, 1 rail out behind the 8. I think he's going to shoot the 8 in the same pocket as the 13 ball. Yep, same pocket. Very well played, Mike. Yeah. Alrighty. 5-4, Warren Kiamco. Warren's break. Warren was up 5-2. He didn't get out. Mike got out on his break and broke and got out again. So now he made up 2 games. 5-4, Warren's break. Let's see if Warren can hold his serve and get out on his break. Again, the table's playing great. Rails are good. Everything's good. It's been a tough break here. I know a few people figured it out. A few haven't. So let's see.
Are you breaking?
Okay, Warren parked this ball pretty good. That was one of his breaks. He has a cluster here with the 15 and a 5 ball, but if he picks high balls, he should be able to take care of that 15 off of the 9. But other than those 2 balls, I don't see many problems. So let's see how he solves these and try to get out of this rack. He really needs this one. Mike's took the last two racks, so I know I'm sure Warren wants to stop the bleeding here with a win of his own and make it 6-4 instead of letting Mike tie it up 5-5. So huge swing rack here. I think Warren's going for it, get the 15 out now off of this 9 ball. Shoot the 9 in the corner, come off one rail, bump the 15, come out. And you got a couple of safety balls off of it. Nope, hit the 15, and it's back tied up. No, it might go. Just might go.
Slowing down over here, Greg.
He's going to try to sit in this window between the 8 and 7 so he can get this 15.
Fall asleep.
But that was very nicely played. And if you couldn't tell, he had to spin that ball in. He had the angle. It was going toward the long rail on that side, but he spun it into the pocket or threw it into the pocket with English. So Warren holds his break. He gets one of his good breaks. He's up 6-4 on Mike Davis. It's Mike's break. Again, we're going to race the 9 here. 6-4 for the Virginia State 8-ball championship.
We got a new crew on the microphones. Mr. Grant Wylie is going to finish up this championship match with me. This is Tiger Baker, co-owner of the tour. Sitting here, Warren Kiamco's up 6-4 on a race to 9 for the championship. The guys seem to be breaking and running almost every rack, but Mike spread these out pretty good, Grant.
Yeah, the table's he's studying it pretty good right now. I think he's trying to figure out which one he's going to run out with.
And guys at this level, all they're looking for is a little bit of separation on a break. Making sure there's no clusters is a key here. And this table looks wide open. shooting his 14. He's trying to look to see if he can stop it for the 13, or is he going to come around and shoot a 10 in the side and save that for later. Want to make sure he's not going to get tied up on that 3 ball. That's the key here.
Being the amateur I am, I'm going to take your word on that one.
Well, Grant, I've played against you many times. I know you know what you're doing on the table. Actually went the long route down to the 11 ball and placed it right there with a little bit of angle to get back up the table. That's a marvelous shot.
I wanted to go ahead and pick that one out.
Well, I got a small excuse here, Grant. This pole's in my way, but I won't use that for another excuse, I promise. Okay.
It's so impressive watching these guys shoot at this level. And
It's got a little bit out of shape on this 14 ball, but it should be okay rolling up for the 13, coming back for the 10. Shooting the 8 ball in the same pocket. It's been a pleasure to be here at Diamond Billiards. Between the first and second chance, over 50 players, and having 2 of the greatest players in the world playing against each other just says a lot about this tour and where it's headed.
well, Diamond's, the billiard hall here is so impressive. They had the kids in here this morning. You know, the food's excellent, the staff's been excellent. I think it's just all around been a great experience for us and the players.
Now, Mike's got a short window here following this 10 ball. Power draw would take a lot of guts here on the shot. Just giving it a second look. Don't think he likes this shot too much. But being that he's straight in, this power draw can bring it right back to him. Kiss off the rail for a 13.
He's low on the ball here, definitely. He is really studying this one.
And at 6-4, that's a real critical ball in this contest right now. When you have to hit it that hard, you cheat in the pocket a little bit. He's going to open the table up to Warren with not a ball touching each other here. He'll be lucky to get back to the table, Grant.
It's, you know, just like when you're playing golf, when you putt, the longer you spend over a ball sometimes, the more you overthink it, to me.
Even if he made it there, he's going to be out of shape on a 13 and had to kick it in. So there again with a wide open table here for Warren.
Yeah, it's looking pretty good for him.
Doesn't look good for Mike on this rack. Well, Warren Kiamco, what a feather in the cap to have this kind of talent here in Richmond for these Virginia State 8-ball championships. Warren will be hopping on a plane tomorrow morning, Grant, going to the Philippines. This will be his probably the last pool match he'll play here in the States this year. And where is it? Right here at Diamond Billiards.
Yeah, this is, you know, it's a great field y'all put together for this tournament. And again, I just think it speaks volumes on where y'all are heading with this.
It's only going to grow and get better. Our next event is at Q Master Billiards in Tidewater, Norfolk, Virginia Beach area of Virginia. $10,000 guaranteed for the top 64 on the tour. And I think a lot of people are going to breathe a little bit easier knowing that this man here is not going to be able to compete for that money also.
Yeah.
But this match isn't over, even at 6-4. Even if we go 7-4 here, there's still a lot of pool left to be played.
Yeah. If I thought I had to face Kiamco, I think I'd buy him a plane ticket back home.
He's got straight on the 3 ball here, but he's got some options. And shooting the 2 here, he'll be able to kick back out for the 3 also. Just hit this low and just bring the cue ball right back to the center of the table. Same thing with the 7 ball. He's going to try to bring the cue ball right back to the same spot it's sitting right now.
Yeah,
Pretty daggone close. He's got plenty of options with the 3, but the way he's having cue ball control, he's not going to have any problems with this whatsoever. Warning back.
Nice shot. Just, again, like you said, such control.
A ball in the corner, that makes it
Nice.
7-4. Mike's definitely got his work cut out from him from here. This next break's going to be very critical for Warren. He's got a game or two to play with, but he doesn't want to let Mike back in the door here. So these next 2 games are going to be big. All you fans out there in radio land and TV land and on a computer, make sure you come down to Q Master for this final event. We're going to even include some of the spectators in the crowd. In between matches, we're going to bring you out of the crowd and let you shoot a shot. If you make that hard shot that I set up for you, we're going to make sure you get something in your pocket to take home with you.
Yeah.
Whether it's a piece of chalk or some kind of accessory that we can give you, but we're going to get everybody involved in this.
That is
Maybe
great.
give away a couple turkeys for the holidays or something, but we're going to make sure everybody gets involved. Even here at Diamond Billiards, I tell you, today I've been very, very impressed with not only their service and cleanliness, but a really strong youth group, children as young as 4 or 5 years old.
Yeah.
Like today, we're out here on these large tables playing their games and having a good time. And now they have a league night here, Sunday night. The place is jam-packed. And pool's looking good here in Richmond. It's looking good in Tidewater. Looking good a little bit everywhere.
Well, tournaments like this and tours like the Action Pool Tour, you know, and the job you do back in Tidewater with the Q Master is just spectacular. And again, seeing the kids in here today was great because stuff like that is what you need to see the sport grow and continue to thrive.
Well, all our friends probably on the stream back there. Rick Amos, you're probably on there listening to this too. Look forward to seeing you tomorrow and having you do some commentating when we come down to Virginia Beach for the finals. Pool is growing. It's growing and growing, and it's a good sport to have. You're out of the elements. It's very inexpensive. I know our leagues at home, if you spend $11 on league play, you're getting a lot of prize money back. You can play pool for 5 hours. It's nowhere else in the area or whatever. If you go to a movie, you're dropping $50, $60, $75 by the time you get a little something to eat. You can go to Q Master, no quarters in the tables. Play your games on some of the best conditions in all of the whole world, actually, and still come away with some money.
And again, bring the kids out there, you know, get them off the video games for a while and put the iPhones away. And
There goes Warren sitting at 7-4, 2 games away from a Virginia State 8-ball championship. Sledgehammer break, and here that door just creeps open just a hair, Grant. You see Mike jumping out of his seat. He knows that this is an opportunity not only to win this game, but knowing he's got the break, can go to 7-5. We've got a timeout here. We're going to put you on pause, and I tell you, I tell you what, we won't go to a pause. We'll go ahead and discuss a little bit about some local things coming up here. The Action Pool Tour is going in the positive direction across the board. New schedule for the year of 2019 is coming out soon. We'll be covering all bases of Virginia, bringing this tour and all these great players and this great atmosphere to many locations here in the state. And it's just going to get better and better. Prize fund money, even at this tour, is higher than anything that's been done here in a year. And we're going to continue to provide more access to money, conditions, and just a consistent atmosphere for all these players because we appreciate them. Even the local events we run at home, maybe we don't have the world-class talent at home, but we got some great players. You've seen Ray Lim earlier today running some great racks and finishing 3rd in this event. But what a pleasure to watch 2 of the greatest players in the world here in Richmond for our 2nd event.
yeah,
Our second event with over 50 players playing in this event. The sky is the limit. And as more people know that the quality of what we're trying to get done, we're open to suggestions. But we're going to keep it consistent for you guys and make sure that you have somewhere monthly to go to be able to compete for top prizes. And we also have something in the works for the amateurs and the regular league players also. We'll be making some announcements and news on that very soon for the first of the year. We want to make sure that everybody's got a chance to be involved. If you want to come out to this event in December, we promise you it'll be something that you've never seen before. We're really going to interact with the crowd and make sure that there's some prizes given out and all kinds of stuff, and have just a great time at Q-Master. And be able to crown a champion with $2,500 in prize fund lists going to the first place player, no matter how many players are playing there.
That is awesome. That is awesome. I know I'll be there, and I'm looking forward to it, definitely.
Well, I don't know if people know there again out in our computer land that Grant Wylie has a photography business. Took some marvelous shots of some players, action shots, still shots. He's going to be and is already confirmed to be the photographer for the Action Pool Tour, which should line up for some national gigs for you also. I've seen some of your work. It's fabulous.
Thank you.
As soon as I dress myself up and look pretty, I'm going to make sure I get some pictures made for myself, too. I'm looking forward to it.
Be sure to go to actionpool.com, actionpooltour.com, and keep up to date with the latest news from Action Pool Tour, and also check them out on their Facebook page.
I'll tell you right now, when we're talking about releasing balls, this 3-ball is the only problem ball for Mike on this entire rack. Ball in hand, he gets to choose to start there. Bumps the 8 out of the way. A little bit of a bad kick there, but let's see if he's got anything he can still shoot at. And a long distance on the 4. Didn't quite hit that good as he wanted at all, Grant. Let's see if he can get out of this one. He's going to call a bank shot on the 2. It's probably going to be a little two-way shot. What an incredible shot. What an incredible shot.
He was on it.
And not only that, he gets shape on the 1, opens up the only ball that's clustered in this bunch. The only ball that may have even a minor problem with will be the 7, but that should be able to be getting 2 rather easily. Going up to the table. Let's see what we got here. 4, 5, and 7 are left with the 8 ball. He's looking at trying to stop this 4. Maybe play it off the rail and bring it out a little firmer. 7 ball has to go back into the pocket where he's standing, so let's make sure that he gets good shape on the shot here, Grant.
So here he's looking for 7, 5, 8. Well played.
Awesome shot here.
Yep.
He's going to take a confident shot here also. And top left on this shot, off the rail. Should bring it to off the rail in between the 9 and 11 and leave a shot at the 5 in that corner. Position here is real critical. You don't want to undercut this ball, but you don't want to overcut it neither and get in the way of the 13. So a little top leaner should bring it right between the 11 and 9. Comes out wide on the shot and makes it. It's a better angle for the 5, 5-8, and we'll be able to kick that back to 7-5 with Mike breaking. And this match can turn around on a dime, Grant. 5 ball straight in. There's nothing to do but roll that 8 ball in. Warren picks it up out of respect and gives him the 8 ball automatically. Takes the match to 7-5. 7-5 on this race to 9 for the United States Championships here at Richmond for the Virginia States 8-ball champions. Both of these guys have gotten numerous titles under the belt. Too many to even tell you guys right now. But I tell you, Warren's been all over the entire world. Nobody wants to face him if they see that name on a draw board. They know they got a loss normally. I tell you, Mike Davis has been very, very smooth. He lost a hill match to Warren after being up 6-5 on a race to 7 earlier. So we know he can play.
Yeah.
And Mike's won numerous Action Pool Tours. Warren has also won a few Action Pool Tour events. And we're going to be announcing some great things for the upcoming tour schedule.
I know y'all are working hard at it right now and definitely lining up some things that people can be very excited about in the upcoming year.
Mike breaks from a different spot here. He's going after that second ball, trying to go straight in and mix it up a bit. Let's see if he makes anything on the break. There's a cue ball jumping up. Let's see if anything falls.
Not seeing anything head into a pocket unless... Nope.
And nothing falls. Nothing
Warren
falls.
steps up to the table.
I got a few clusters sitting around here. That's not going to be an easy rack to bun by any stretch of imagination, but we got the skill level of Warren Kiamco. He's going to take a good look around and find out what's going on before he starts this. Warren's the kind of player that he's going to study that rack first. And know if some of the players go 1, 2, 3 balls ahead. Warren Kiamco right now is thinking that 8 ball is going to fall when I get finished here. So
I'm going to hand off to the beautiful Chris Wylie here so she can finish up with you, Tiger.
all right, Grant. We'll see you soon. Pleasure to be on the mic now with my co-partner in crime, often imitated but never duplicated, Miss Chris Wylie, my partner. Couldn't have a better one.
Well, thank you.
I'll tell you, Warren being up 7-4, scratching on the last break. Mike running that rack out with the break there. Warren's been looking over this rack for a while because he knows this is a real critical game.
Yeah, score swing here could be a momentum builder.
And like we've been repeating over and over again, what a coup to have a talent like Warren Kiamco and Mike Davis in the finals of our second event. First event took a whopping 2 days to put together. We were able to put a little bit better on this, but it's not too many regional tours that are going to have 2 fantastic players like this playing in the finals.
I feel like I hit the pool player jackpot on this one.
Well, we're going to be the last tournament Warren plays in this year, being that he's hopping on a plane in the morning to go to the Philippines. So this will be his last appearance in the United States this year.
Okay, I doubt
Right
that he'll be
here
the
at
last
the
pool
Action Pool
tournament he'll play in as soon as he gets back to the Philippines. So.
That's true. But here in America, this is what you're going to see for the rest of the year, I think.
All right, so this is the farewell event for 2018 for Mr. Warren Kiamco. Proud to be here to watch it. And rolls the 9 ball up. He's got so many options here. Looking this table over, I'm thinking 10 ball here. 13, 14, 11, 8, and he's out with one Mac left to go. And Chris, I was telling everybody out here in Radio Land that we got a lot of things coming up on this Action Pool Tour. I want to make sure that the end of this year leaves with a bang. Spectators, I want you to come out because I'm promising you, because I'm like a ring leader. I'm going to have some things for you spectators also. We're going to give away a couple turkeys. We're going to get you involved in some shots between the matches. We're going to do some things to really please the crowd also. So even if you don't feel like you have the skill level to play with these guys, I want you to come out and look at the talent that we have on this tour, root these guys on for the final event, and come out and have some fun yourself. We're going to have some prizes for you. We're going to get you involved a little bit in between the matches and mainly show you some of the best pool in Virginia, if not the whole East Coast. And Q Masters has a very nice setup for our spectators to watch those matches going on back in their tournament room.
Over 50 cushion seats.
Absolutely. I'm
With a
sitting
good
on
view of
a wood bar stool right now, and even though it's probably the most comfortable thing I've sat on all day, I would love to be sitting in one of those 50 cushion seats at Q Masters watching this event.
And Warren's going to go 2 rails here on this 15 ball to come back for the 11.
Yes, he
1,
is.
2, and he's going to set himself up pretty just to kick out for this 8 ball, and he's got some choices here too. So even though he's a perfectionist, he can leave this ball pretty much anywhere in between a 1 and 2 and have a shot at the 8 ball.
Well, it's certainly a display of being able to navigate the cue ball wherever they want to on this table.
something I strive for every day, and they make it look so much easier.
Warren
But we all know it
Kiamco.
takes a while to get there.
Warren Kiamco looking at an 8-5 lead,
And
and
he
it's
is-
8-5. He lets the cue ball fly, but he's not worried about anything. He's got plenty of cue ball control.
Kiamco on the hill.
Kiamco on the hill. We're going to be crowning a new champion. Either it's definitely going to be one of the next 4 games, if not the next game. Now, Warren's breaking this rack here. It's going to be critical for him to be able to sink something and spread the balls like he wants to. Definitely don't want to let Mike Davis back in this match, because Mike could easily run four racks to
He's
take
got a
this title
monster break.
himself.
It's really what it takes to get it going.
And what I'm going to do, I'm going to show some respect here. I'm going to give it back to the man who has been out here for 2 solid days, bringing you some of the best commentary in the entire sport. ESPN's called me earlier. We've had news channels, CBS, NBC. We got to get this guy back on the mic while we got a chance to get him. I'm going to let him bring this thing home. He deserves to do it. Back to you, Lawrence Buck. I'll be here for your trophy presentation. Take it away.
Buck already has a list of groupies signing up on his website, his fan club. They all want to be president. Welcome back, Buck.
Don't let Tiger hype me up.
Wow.
I am none of the sorts. I do not have a fan club yet.
I don't want to tell you then that I already submitted my request to be president.
Uh-oh. So, yeah, I'm back. I had to get some food in me, Chris. I hadn't eaten, so.
You know, it's easy to forget when you've got so many things going on and so
Right.
many interesting matches to watch.
So we're right back here. So it's like 8-5 for Warren. Oh, wow. He held his 3-game lead, it looked like.
Well, nothing went on the break, so he is, or at least I think. I was actually looking at you sit down when he broke, so I'm just guessing the fact that Davis is at the table that nothing went on the break.
Yes,
I suppose you could just count the balls and
There
tell
you
me
go.
that.
That's what I do. I say 14 balls. That means 1 went in plus the cue ball. There you go.
Okay, well, there you go. My bad.
But
Sometimes I do speak too soon.
well, let's see how Mike plays this, because the 310 is a little funky up here at the top of the table. So like he got a ball, he's gonna play. He just lay up and play the 13 to the 3 and try to get that ball out of there.
You could call the 10 just by hitting the 13, but that's kind of risky too.
Yeah. You think he's gonna come off the 13 to the cue ball and go at the 3, or he's gonna send the 13 into the 3? Yeah, he's gonna send the 13 into the 3.
He's called the back pocket there.
He called the back pocket. I'm gonna miss that. Oh wow.
He's banking that sucker. Just a hair off.
Yeah, that's tough. All right, so Warren's on the hill. Let's see if we can close this state championship out here, or if Mike Davis will get back to the table at some point in this match.
He's scoping out that ball that's his problem ball right now.
Oh yeah.
Although his 3 ball being there is definitely going to help him with that side of the table.
Well, yeah, you gotta look at it. So he's Warren's solids. So his 7 balls behind the 13, his 3 is on 10. The 4 ball goes, but I don't think the 6 ball down tables go past the 9 either. So he has a little bit of work to do.
Yeah,
He might take care of the 9. I mean the 6 ball right here. Play the 4 and either move the 9 or try to get back to play the 6 in the opposite corner.
Mm-hmm.
But then I think he's going to work his way back up the table to try to figure out this
I think
7
he's looking at that
3
4 ball. Yep, there he goes.
So he's probably going to draw back a little bit here, come off the rail, and shoot the 6 in the other pocket. It's got a little long.
Well, maybe a little wider than he wanted.
Yeah, but he could come off one rail, come back up.
Of course, he's good enough he could take that shot.
Oh, yeah, he's shooting that. He's shooting the 6. He's just trying to see where he's going next. Again, folks, this is the Virginia State 8-Ball Championship. Whoever wins this will be the 2018 champ. followed up next month, December 15th and 16th at Q Master Billiards in Virginia Beach for the tour finale. That would be the last match. That would be the last tournament of the tour for this year. Please stay tuned for next year's schedule and follow.
Yeah, that is in the works right now as we speak.
So Miss Chris said the schedule is definitely in the works, so be looking out for that and follow us as much as you can and come on out. And if you don't want to play, come on and have a good time. It's always a good event. Down at Q Masters, we're going to be giving away a few different things. Tiger was telling me different
door prizes and such.
Different door prizes, different Q products, maybe gloves and claws, and maybe a Q or something. So come on out, you might be the lucky winner.
And I was mentioning they do have better spectator seating in Q Masters.
Yes,
So.
I was explaining that. So it's full bleachers in the back room with a
Cushion seats.
About 12 9-foot diamond tables maintained really well in the tournament room.
You definitely have a nice playing area for the focus. You can just focus back there because there's not a lot of activity right directly near you.
I think he's going to draw this ball up into the 10 and 3. Okay. Yeah, I think he's trying to go into it now. Yeah, I believe he's trying to go up into the 310 now. Yep, there it goes.
There it goes. He hit it. Just not what he was hoping for.
That's an unlucky roll there. I mean, you hit that ball, you just assume.
Well, we all have to deal with it when it doesn't go the way we want it.
I think we're saying bye to George Hammerbacher. He got a long trip ahead of him.
Yes, he does.
So
and we're
he's trying to make it
grateful
home at a decent time.
We're grateful that he came out and was able to do the voice that he does so well.
You got any last words before you go, George?
The condemned man ate a hearty meal.
The food here, I admit, was top of the line.
Last words of a great man.
Thank you, George. And yeah, the food really was good here.
It is. I mean, I've eaten here all weekend. I don't have not a single complaint. So
well, let's see what Warren does now that he's got another issue with that 3-ball to deal with.
He's coming up trying to solve the other problem.
Well, that was tight.
Yeah, he went into that 310 pretty good and got a bad roll there. You think you hit it, you figure the 10 has to go and just didn't.
Granted, the 2's in a good spot, but it doesn't stop everything on that 8-ball. So now Mike just has to decide the pattern he wants to play this one on.
Can't see what angle he has on this 9-ball. If he could go forward 2 rails to the top left cue ball, but it looks like he's going center ball, so he probably doesn't have much of an angle. Here we go.
I don't think he was trying to tip it out of there a little bit.
Yeah, and not to second guess Mike, he's 10 times better player than me, but I think he needs to go, if he goes a little bit higher, he hits that 8-ball. He went a little too low on the cue ball.
Sometimes reading the table is a little bit of a challenge. You don't know the real action that's going to give to it. Yeah. You could have the perfect angle all mapped out on one table and doesn't play the same on another.
Yeah, and pool is a game of small margins, so you're off by 1/4 of an inch or even the 1/8 of an inch can make the difference when you're spinning off of a rail.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta be very exact when you're spinning off of rails. But he might be going edit now. He's going to edit again because he got the 10-ball. You see? Because now he has the 10-ball in that pocket. 15-ball, 12-ball is a little bit behind 7, but he could play it down table or in the side pocket, so he's pretty good from here. He's going to use the 11-ball as his key ball to get down here on the 8. He's going to want to get straight in that 11-ball to just follow it up, or a little angle to come, but he wouldn't want to come past the 2-ball. The 2's there, so he'll want to get straight in that 11-ball. So I think he goes 10, 15, 12, 11, 8. 10, 15, 12, 11, 8. I think that's the run there. But I may be wrong. He may see something different.
You notice I chose not to make a guess on that because I have a feeling that the vision they have tends to be a little better than mine.
I think he's playing the 12 into the 10. I mean 15 into the 10. Oh no, he's going straight at it. That's how bad the angle is here. I'm thinking he was aiming at the 15 ball from where I'm sitting. He got a little bit short on that one.
Yeah, I
But
kind of thought he was hoping a little more out of that too, but
those hangers are hard to judge. Those are one of the toughest shots to shoot. Shooting balls is sitting right in pockets and judging your speed coming off of them. It's real tricky because you got too much top English. You could kill the ball on that top rail. You roll it too much, you take off down the table. So it's definitely a finicky, touchy shot shooting those balls hanging in pockets. So let's see.
it's one of those moments where I'm glad it wouldn't be my shot to make the
Yeah.
decision on.
Because he's looking. If he cuts this, he'll have to go one. He has to go between the 8 and the 2. If he cuts it, he's gonna go between the 8 and the 2 with a bottom left ball, and he's gonna have to come between this. Hit one rail, come between the 8 and the 2, another rail, come back out. So it'll be 3 rails total. 1, 2, 3. Going down table, back up, trying to come around behind the 12 ball. He hit one of these getting on the 8 ball earlier yesterday, and he hit it gorgeous. Center left, maybe a little bottom left. Hit that middle diamond, come right between the 8 and the 2. And come. Oh, he cut it in the. Oh wow!
What a shot!
I didn't know he could see it. I thought he was cutting the 12 and coming around 3 rails. But now he got to come with another shot now.
Looking like the same pocket.
Yep, he got to come with it. He got to come with a shot.
Oh no, he's going to go with the 11.
11 ball. I didn't. So where I'm sitting, Chris, if you can see me, this beam is right here. So I can't see the 11 ball right in front of me because I'm sitting by a stanchion holding.
I wish I had. Oh my goodness, that was a bobbler. That was a great way to get out of that situation, I think. Of course, still one more situation. He's got to go from one end of the table to the other. Doesn't have a lot of angle there, so.
The only thing that makes it a little bit tougher is the 2 ball because he'd like to come down this side where the 2 is. So now he got to use a little bit of extra to get on the other side of the 8, I believe.
Well,
So
it's about to be be seen.
he's definitely a favorite on this, but he doesn't like to have to.
He's
still
going to
went
go
down.
right into that 2 ball.
Yep.
Of course, he's got a good shot at this 8 ball.
Oh yeah, he's definitely a huge favorite to make this. But I thought he was gonna try to spin it on the other side because I didn't think he liked going toward that 2 ball. But
And we are at 8-5. Nice pickup, Mr. Davis.
8 should be.
And now it's
8-6.
8-6.
8-6, yes ma'am. We have a match,
We have a match.
and it's Mike's break. Oh yeah.
That's right, because Warren broke that one and scratched, as you figured out after the fact, because I can't add.
No, you can add, but he could definitely have a huge swing here. Can make up 2 games.
Well,
That's why it's so important to alternate breaks. You gotta hold your break because these guys, if you give up a game and not on your break, then they're running balls. Now you're gonna be trailing, trying to catch up the entire time, and trying to catch up to some of these guys running. And you don't have a good chance.
well, I think everybody viewing this match is hopefully like I am and sitting on the edge of their seat going, is this thing going to go hill?
I would love to see this match go hill. The last time they played, it was hill.
All right. Well, Mr. Davis to break. Let's see what happens here.
After watching Mike on the TV table, I think this is the 3rd time I watched him on the TV table and this weekend, and he's probably been the best breaker consistently overall. But he's had a lot of bad breaks. He had a lot of bad breaks too. So let's see. He has a huge break, but balls haven't been going in. Sometimes on the half.
Yeah, he got one. The stripe down in the corner. That cue ball though took a nice bounce off to that break.
So I was told this is more of a old school wooden rack, and we're not using templates, any other magic rack or anything like that. So this is more old school pool where you just rack them as tight as you can, and you gotta lay into them balls and try to get something, but you gotta actually hit them. You can't. Not as much control on the break when you're using these wooden racks. You gotta put some juice in it.
You got him a nice little spread there to be able to. I think you can figure something out here.
Yeah.
It's all based on getting a good first shot out of it.
Yeah, I think he's gonna take the high balls here. He's gonna roll forward just a little bit and try to put a 9 next. There you go. Just a little bit. Then he got to take care of that 15 ball, so he's going to come back just a bit after this 9 and try to play the 15 next. Once he solved those problems, he should be pretty much scot-free. 11 balls on the rail. Everything has a pocket. When you no,
Must be going in that corner.
he's short. Did he want that? Okay, he wanted that.
That's probably to get the right angle to have the 11 ball clear the 8 when he hits
Yeah,
it.
he's got to come all the way back up
I'm sorry,
the
not the
table.
11. See, I can't add.
Yeah, he's got to come all the way back up the table.
And I don't know that that's how he wanted that to go.
Uh-oh. Yeah.
That was a tough shot, though.
Yeah, I mean,
But he had to get something on that ball.
for me and you, it probably is. For a Mike Davis of the world,
Oh, true.
he should make. I'm looking at his face now. He knows he should make that ball 10 out of 10 times.
I forget that my vision and my skill level is nowhere near what we are watching on this match right now.
These guys don't miss that shot. They miss that shot, and he's gonna think about it for a week.
And there's
Maybe
really not
longer.
much tied up on the solids that's going to keep Warren from perhaps finding a way through. Well,
He gets dead straight here.
he could get straight on this 4 ball, right? As I was saying, I'm
Yeah.
going to stop spitting vision out that
It's
never
called a commentator's curse.
Good Lord.
It's a commentator's curse.
The extra point's going to be good on this one.
There you go. But now he'll get out of it.
It's a 30-yard kick. How could he miss it?
He'll power this out of here. He'll go for it. Oh, rail first. Yeah. Rail first.
Just shows you, though, even they have to occasionally change the game plan a little when something doesn't quite fall where they hoped it would.
Oh, yeah, for sure. They don't always get exactly where they want. But if you watch Warren, like, he didn't get exactly what he wanted here. So he stands here a while. He reads the table. He walks around. He looks at all the angles. And he makes a new plan. Even if he shoots one ball, he didn't like it, he makes a whole new plan over again, and then he keeps going. Oh, wow. Look at that shot.
Those tight side pocket shots are definitely a pretty sight to see when they go
With
down.
speed.
With speed. It's not
Yeah.
like he babied it
You
either.
rolling them in, one thing. Hitting it firm like that, and you got to hit it true.
Makes
You
me
gotta
want to
hit-
go to a table and hit a few of those.
I know you see me run out here between each match and hit at least 5 or 6 balls. It's addicting. It's contagious. You see these guys playing so well, and it makes you want to get out here and work on your game and practice too. It's motivation. Definitely motivation.
Well, he is. Yeah. I think that was supposed to be one of those that kind of went a little short.
Yeah,
Or a little long.
he wanted the 6 in, but I think he's going to play. I can't see the angle on the 7.
That's
I think
still a long shot, but not something he's not capable of.
Yeah, he didn't like how much he had to do with the cue ball to be able to get on that 5. But like I said, he stopped and revised his plan, and now he's back at it.
That's what it's about sometimes, more keeping your brain in check rather than just making every shot the way you hoped it would go. You got to be flexible enough to deal with it.
Yeah. He doesn't like this.
There's
But,
a lot of dealing with it in this racket. in there.
Hey, watch this shot, Chris. I think he's going to drill this ball down in that corner and come 3 rails and land dead on this 8 ball. Let's see. Or he's going to play it off the 10. Yeah, he used
Played
the 10.
it off the 10.
Yep, or he's going to play it off the 10. Yeah, very nice. And this
Exactly, and
this
here-
could be it here, fellas. Ladies and gentlemen, this could be your Virginia State 8-ball champion right here on this stroke.
Mr.
And
Warren
we have it.
Kiamco. We have a new
Good
champion. Good job,
Very
Mr.
good job.
Kiamco. Great match between Mr. Davis and Mr. Kiamco. We're grateful to have had both of them on our stream today in this final match.
Alrighty, party people, have a good time. We'll be in Q Masters Billiards in Virginia Beach from the 15th to the 16th. Please tune in and join us and come out and see us. Thank you very much.
applause to our two finalists, runner-up in the Virginia 8-ball championships, Mr. Mike Davis, and your 2018 Virginia State 8-ball champion, Mr. Warren Kiamco.